many questions arise. Simon, we can't ignore the fact that there is a commission of inquiry that's happening in South Africa in which his name came up. But I want to park that to the side for a moment and go back to some of the details that you have just shared with us, which have raised questions. Where were his protectors? As an ambassador, he would have his own security detail. The fact also that his phone, if I heard you correctly, seemed to have been separated from where his body was ultimately relocated. Are there any details on those two aspects?
Well, we know that the phone was found prior to Nathi Mthethwa being discovered in this hotel, and also prior, even I think, to the police investigation getting underway. I mean, the real question now about that timeline is, given that we know that he checked into this hotel late in the evening on Monday, but that his body was not discovered until after 11 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday. Did he spend all of his time in this hotel? How did he spend the night? Was there any evidence in the room that he'd engaged, that he'd slept through the night and then decided to end his own life? Was he up all night trying to create that opening that would be sufficiently large in the window for him to go ahead and take his own life? We don't know any of the answers to that. Now, a French magistrate visited this hotel yesterday and started gathering evidence relating to how Nathi Mthethwa spent his final hours. It's not necessarily unusual for an ambassador to head off to an event without vast amounts of security. I mean, you know, as you know, I've been based in various locations for many years, Iman, and have known many South African ambassadors, and they won't necessarily always show up to a routine diplomatic event or social engagement with vast amounts of staff accompanying them. So not entirely unusual that he necessarily would have said to his wife that he was heading off to that cocktail party at around 4:30 in the afternoon. But there will be, of course, questions that both the authorities here and DIRCO will want to be asking South African embassy staff here. We have not been able to reach any of them. And one of the avenues of investigation that the authorities here will want to pursue is whether there was any connection between Nathi Mthethwa's decision apparently to take his own life and that testimony just a few days ago at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry that at least suggested that he might be called as a witness to answer allegations that were lobbed in his direction, that when he was Jacob Zuma's Minister of Police, he engaged in political interference, acts of political interference, that he would have had those allegations the right to reply to and the right to answer at the Commission of Inquiry. So I think the authorities both here and in South Africa will be keen to understand what contributed to a situation in which Ambassador Mthethwa decided to end his life at this hotel in the French capital.